Welcome back. We've all seen the devastation in Haiti after Hurricane Matthew passed through last month, and communities in the island nation are still reeling. That's why efforts from people like our next guest so very important here. Joining me now to talk about a food drive for Haiti is the Reverend Sanford Groff from St. Mark's Church in Palm Beach Gardens. Reverend, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks.
So you guys are preparing a lot of meals. Tell us what you're expecting.
We have a lot of meals. 80,000 meals will be prepared tomorrow morning, Saturday, to be sent down to Haiti for the children at the local schools and all over the country of Haiti.
And you say 80,000, like that's 80,000?
80,000 meals.
You're pretty certain about that because you've done it before.
We've done it before. This is our third annual Food Packing for Haiti event at St. Mark's Church and School. And we've been packing 50,000 the last 2 years. But this year, thanks to our kind of corporate sponsorship and kind of a groundswell of volunteers and donations, we've been able to increase that to 80,000, which is incredible.
That is fantastic. And so everyone's meeting at in the gym of your church?
Yeah, we have a gym, we have a school and a church, and we have a gym that's going to be able to accommodate over 500 food packers and volunteers. So. And
you said it's multiple congregations in the area joining in.
Right. We have three. There are three of us. We've got St. Mark's Church of the Advent in Palm City, Florida, and then we have Temple Judea on Hood Road in Palm Beach Gardens joining us in this effort.
So are you still looking for donations? Are you still looking for volunteers, people to help?
Yes, we're looking for donations, obviously, as much as we can get. We have some spots for packers available, and you can go to foodpackingforhaiti.org to find out more and to register.
Perfect.
And we also are doing a clothing and shoe drive, which is new this year. DHL, which is one of our lead sponsors, is actually chartering a plane, and we're taking all the food, any clothing and any shoes that people want to donate, they can drop it off tomorrow morning at St. Mark's on Hood Road.
What a great way to help. I mean, and this year the need, as we were saying, even greater. Do you guys have people in your congregation that have, a connection to Haiti?
We do. Yeah, we're part of a group in the Diocese of Southeast Florida that has a partner parish down in Bondo, Haiti. So there's a Haitian priest who's actually in town this weekend.
Oh, wow.
He's the one who will receive the food, and he's the one that coordinates the distribution of the food in Haiti. We're also going to send a staff person on the plane down to Haiti to make sure that the handoff goes well.
That's fantastic. So how long does it take to make 80,000 boxes?
80,000 meals. 8:30 in the morning is when we start. We'll be done by about 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It's a quick, very efficient process. We've got, Dunkin' Donuts is providing all of our refreshments in the morning for people. Aurora Diagnostic helped us to get to that 80,000 meals, and we're really, really excited.
Wow. Well, very grateful for all you do for our community and the fact that you're reaching out to these people in need. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to help pack for Haiti, the event again tomorrow, St. Mark's Gym in Palm Beach Gardens, or to donate or volunteer, you can call 561-622-0956. Look for that number on our website, WPBF.com, after the show. And you said if you want to volunteer, you can also go to what website again?
www.foodpackingforhaiti.org.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank
we appreciate it. And good luck, and hopefully you get a lot of donations. Farron Olson, things over to you.
A lot of good ways to help out. That's good to hear. And still to come at 9, gift cards, always a popular option during the holidays. But there's a warning this morning about those gift cards you get online. We break down the dangers after the break. Plus, a rodent creates terror in one Florida community. Coming up, hear the 911 call after a group of people are attacked by a squirrel. Ugh. And here is a live look outside right now in Chicago. Those Cubs fans are ready for the action. We'll have more of that throughout the hour.
Welcome back. The IRS says that the number of people who reported phone tax returns filed in their name fell by more than 50% this year.
That's a good thing. In 2015, more than 512 taxpayers filed reports with the IRS for identity theft. But in the first 9 months of this year, that number went down to just 237,000. The IRS cracked down on tax-related identity theft after a surge of suspicious returns last year. And now taxpayers can expect some even more changes to help fight the fraud during the next tax filing season. Also, a consumer alert this morning. This one involves gift cards that a lot of us use to redeem online.
Scammers call your phone claiming that they're from a government agency like the IRS or the FBI, for example. They demand payments using gift cards, often from iTunes. But government agencies never seek payment using gift cards. The scam often targets the elderly, so pass that information along. It may sound silly to us sometimes, but unfortunately it's working. People are actually being scammed by this. So.
It is, and especially this time of year. And if Thanksgiving is just 20 days away, that means Black Friday 21 days away.
Oh, but major retailers have already started promoting Black Friday deals that you can get right now. The start of the holiday shopping season seems to get earlier every year, which makes sense because the holidays make some big bucks for stores. According to a National Retail Federation survey, this year, holiday gift sales in November and December are expected to top $55 billion with a B dollars. That means the average person will spend about $935 on gifts, food, flowers, and everything needed to deck the halls. If you want to beat the Black Friday rush, you can actually start seeing savings now. Walmart launched its holiday gift guide. It features sale prices on items like TVs and Barbie's dream house. Amazon has a Black Friday deal as well. In fact, they have a lot of them. It has sales on gifts like clothes, electronics, and toys. The site will feature new deals every day, sometimes every 5 minutes, until December 22nd. Happy shopping!
Thanks, Erin. And it is almost here for sure and starting to feel a little bit more seasonable, especially in the wake of a front that will get through here by tomorrow. Meanwhile, we're looking at some spotty showers offshore. You see this little cluster. It's remaining offshore, though, so not moving into the land. So far, so good. We're a little cooler this morning. A nice little break in the temperatures. 69 in Stewart, 65 still in Okeechobee, 66 in Port St. Lucie, and 69 in Vero Beach. In Jupiter, where in Abacoa they had the Feast of Little Italy this weekend, 72 currently, 69 out at PBIA. Take a look at your day planner. It looks like clouds initially, yielding to some partial sunshine, but also maybe some quick moving showers. Just be aware of that. And then some brighter sunshine later on this afternoon. Front will near us, still doesn't clear until we head into tonight and tomorrow, and it could generate some showers tomorrow morning initially as it does slide southward. It's also going to churn up area waters once we head into Saturday and Sunday. But for today, not bad. 2 to 3 foot seas and just a light chop. So I take advantage of the boating on this Friday while you have the chance. Beachgoers, there's a moderate risk of rip currents, and we have knee-high surf out there still. Low tide, 5:51. Here's South Florida's most accurate 7-day forecast. 82 degrees today, 78 the daytime high tomorrow. A 30% chance of showers, especially for the first half of the day as the front slides southward. Then the winds really pick up. It's going to be real windy this weekend with 25-mile-an-hour gusts. On Sunday, 79 degrees, and a nice dry air mass has a chance to really settle in by the start of next week. For Election Day, mostly sunny skies and a high of 79 degrees. So looking good. And one more reminder this weekend, we do fall back. So on Saturday night, set your clocks back an hour.
Well, there just may be a torrent of presidential ads flooding the airwaves in Florida, but millions are also being spent on state races as well. Nearly $14.3 million have been spent this year to air more than 24,000 commercials targeting races for the Florida Senate. Now, the total amount spent on broadcast television ads are for Florida House races was slightly less than $1 million.
We had a squirrel that entered our building, and it's in our activity room, and it's jumping on people and biting them and scratching them.
Sounds made up, but an unusual attack involving a squirrel and a group of senior citizens in Central Florida. That 911 call was made yesterday from a Deltona retirement home. A worker managed to grab the squirrel and get the little critter out of there before it seriously hurt anyone, but just absolutely bizarre. That's a look at your headlines covering Florida. Farron, we're going to toss it back to you.
Thanks, Mark. And throughout October, thousands of people came out to the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer events from the Palm Beaches out to the Treasure Coast. Every step of the way, WPBF 25 was a proud sponsor. And joining me now to see how it all went, Chris Snyder with the American Cancer Society. Good to have you here today, Chris.
Thank you.
Tell us about the turnout for all the events.
So, thanks to all of your support, we were able to have record turnouts this year. So we had over 50,000 walkers between Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Thanks to our volunteers and really our communities, we were able to do that and accomplish these record turnouts and record dollars raised. So it's such a beautiful, fun family event. It's a real diverse event. So again, thank you to you and your staff for making it a record year for us.
Yeah, well, and I'm glad I got the memo to wear pink again today. There was a lot of pink out there. It's like a sea of pink on a lot of the streets when you all had walks. But you guys did something new this year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we did. We brought in a Real Men Wear Pink campaign, which we've done nationally in other markets. And this year it was new to Palm Beach County. It really was a way for men to get out in the community, talk more about breast cancer, because it does also affect us men, and really help promote the cause and promote the mission of the American Cancer Society. So it was a really a great success for us this year, something we'll for sure institute into next year's walk as well.
And tell us more about how those walks, how the events help out local communities here in South Florida.
Great question. You know, the American Cancer Society is there 24/7 for anybody in any community, whether they need access to care, access to treatment. Maybe they need a ride to treatment or lodging or access to maybe specific screening. Or maybe just a list of different doctors in their area. We're there to give them those resources, really from A to Z, and answer any question that they may need answered at that moment.
And so many people that are battling breast cancer right now, the survivors even, they say that having that support group is what helps them out the most. And there are still some things that the American Cancer Society does throughout the year on this cause. And what's that?
Right, you know, one of our global initiatives is called Relay for Life. It's in nearly every community throughout the nation. It raises, you know, nationally for us just shy of about $400 million. So it's a really huge part of our mission and funding our mission. Those take place here in Palm Beach County at relayforlife.org. People can get a little bit more information on that, as well as our galas. Our galas are really a big success here as well. I know we've partnered with you this past year in that fight, and we'll continue to have those events here in Palm Beach County in 2017.
Awesome. Chris, thank you so much for being with us here today. We have more news, weather, and some traffic updates as well coming your way. Stay with us for WPBF 25 News at 9.
Covering South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Boca Raton and the Treasure Coast. This is WPBF 25 News at 9.
Thanks for staying with us here for WPBF 25 News at 9. I'm Erin Guy alongside Farron Salee.
And so many events going on this weekend. We want to make sure that we are checking on that all-important weekend forecast for you so you know what to expect. And WPBF 25 First Alert meteorologist Sandra Shaw has that for us.
Well, there's a variety of conditions we're going to see. First and most notably, we'll see the winds really pick up tomorrow. Cold front clears the area tomorrow, so it's slow moving. Today's sort of transitional. Chance of showers early on and then drier by Sunday. So a lot going on here, but right now, sunny and bright in Vero Beach and up around Stewart. It's variably cloudy and 69 in West Palm, 74 in Wellington with partly cloudy skies, and 72 in Boca Raton. Daytime highs jump somewhere up into the lower 80s today. Clouds at times, sun at times, and a quick moving shower not out of the equation either. Cold front gets through here tomorrow, and it'll bring with it some showers initially, and then we'll see more of a fall-like weekend. Highs only in the upper 70s, a slight chance of showers. It is also a fall back weekend, so you set your clock back an hour on Saturday night, daylight saving ending at 2 a.m. on Sunday. We could all use that extra hour of sleep. Back to you.
Yes, we could. Sandra, thank you.
This morning, a golf legend and his company is helping a local family to achieve the American dream. They partnered with Habitat for Humanity to build a new home.
This is exciting. A great feel-good story for your Friday. Jimmy Johnson joining us live from the work site in West Palm Beach. Jimmy.
Hey, Erin and Farron, like when we talked to you guys in the last 20 minutes or so, I told you that they were putting on one coat of paint. They're trying to finish up here. This is the Fulton family home. Now I'm going to walk over here and you guys can come along with me, and where you can see that they've finally put at least one of the trusses up on the home. This home belongs to the Gonzalez family. So this is Greg Norman company. He's a legendary golf retiree now, but his company is out here doing a team building exercise as a part of Habitat for Humanity. So they're going to be out here until noon. The golf legend himself is going to be here as well. Him and his son are going to be participating in this voluntary participation for Habitat for Humanity. So we're going to be out here. We're hanging out with them as we watch them build and put together some homes for local families. I'll send it back to you guys in studio.
Thanks, Jimmy. Now it's time to get a check of your Happening Now headlines.
Let's send things back over to morning anchor Mark Kelly. Mark.
And this is a serious one to start off with. Harvard University has suspended its men's soccer team for the rest of the season over allegations that sexual comments were made about members of the women's team. Now, the university president said in a statement last night that an investigation into the 2012 team found that their, quote, appalling comments continued through this current season. A 2012 document uncovered by the student newspaper there at Harvard rated the attractiveness of players on the women's team and included lewd comments about them. Police in South Carolina looking for more victims after a woman missing since August was found alive. This is incredible. Police say that Kayla Brown, she was found, they described it as chained like a dog inside a storage container on a rural property there in South Carolina. When deputies got there, they heard banging and then found Kayla inside that storage unit. Now, during her rescue, she told police that there could be multiple bodies on this property. A suspect now is in police custody. Authorities, though, are still searching for Brown's boyfriend, who also disappeared around the same time that she did. The city of San Francisco now suing the developers of a luxury high-rise that is sinking and leaning. This is incredible. The lawsuit claims that the developers knew about this problem with the building, but did not tell the potential home buyers. People actually live in this thing right now. The Millennium Tower is about 8 years old, but has sunk 16 inches into the soft soil in that part of the city and is now even tilting about 6 inches. Now, penthouses in that tower, get this, they have sold for more than $10 million. The developers say that they followed all state and local disclosure laws. And that's Check Your National Headlines. Aaron Farron, back to you.
Thanks, Mark. In Commitment 2016 Final Four, we are down to the last days of the election. This weekend, the candidates are making a full court press.
Nicole Killian is live in Washington with the states that they're targeting this weekend. Nicole.
Hey, good morning to you, Farron and Aaron. And there is certainly a lot of overlap on the campaign trail today with both candidates hitting 3 states. Entering the final weekend of the election, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are splitting states. Clinton today in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Trump also in the Buckeye and Keystone states and New Hampshire. Last night, both held dueling rallies in North Carolina, trying to paint a picture of what it would be like if the other wins the White House next Tuesday.
When I look at these great admirals and these great generals, to think of her being their boss? I don't think so.
He has spent this entire campaign offering a dog whistle to his most hateful supporters. Do any of us have a place in Trump's America?
Helping with their closing arguments, a roster of heavy hitters from President Obama.
This isn't a joke. This isn't Survivor.
To Melania Trump, touting her husband in her first campaign speech since the Republican convention.
He certainly knows how to shake things up, doesn't he?
And today, some of Donald Trump's children will be out stumping for him, as will nearly a dozen surrogates. As for Team Clinton, they are hyping up a big concert tonight in Cleveland featuring Jay-Z, with Beyonce reportedly slated to attend. And on Monday, the Clintons will close things out with a joint appearance with the Obamas. Back to you.
Some heavy hitters, Beyonce, Jay-Z. All right, let's talk more, Nicole, if we can, about the candidates' travel schedule. What does their travel schedule say about their strategy, if you will?
Well, I think what we can infer, as I mentioned, Hillary Clinton's going to stop in Michigan today. Look, that's supposed to be a pretty safe state for her. It has voted blue in the past, but things have gotten increasingly competitive there. We saw Bill Clinton there just a couple of days ago, so the thought is that she may be trying to shore up support in that state to avoid a loss. Also, we're seeing her adding a stop this weekend in New Hampshire. Hillary Clinton was up there. Now polls show a very tight race, essentially a dead heat between her and Donald Trump. And as for him, you know, he's stopping in Pennsylvania. Part of that is because he wants to pick off that state from the Democrats. And then if you take a closer look at his weekend schedule, he really seems to be focusing on these states that he has to win to get to 270. So he's going to be in places like Florida, North Carolina, and Iowa.
And Nicole, switching to a developing story this morning, there's new concerns about a possible terror attack right before Election Day. What do we know about that?
Yeah, well, we're still working to track down more information about this, but CBS News is reporting that U.S. intelligence officials are warning that al-Qaeda could possibly be planning attacks for the day before the election on Monday in states like Texas, Virginia, and New York. According to their reporting, no specific locations have been identified in those states, and intelligence officials are still trying to assess the information and its credibility. That being said, we have reached out to the FBI and DHS for more information, and we'll, of course, bring that to you if it becomes available.
All right, Nicole Killian live in Washington. Thanks, Nicole. Time now 9:39 on your Friday. It's one of New York's most iconic neighborhoods, and this weekend you can get a taste without ever leaving South Florida.
That's the way I like it. Coming up, we speak with one of the chefs from this weekend's Feast of Little Italy.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We are checking on your pop news. We're excited to talk about some of this. The box office has been in a little bit of a slump lately, but a superhero movie, a couple of other films are all coming to save the day now.
That's right. Here's a look at the films now showing.
The mystic arts. We harness energy and shape reality. We travel great distances in an instant.
When Benedict Cumberbatch can no longer be a surgeon, he becomes a sorcerer in Doctor Strange. Box office watchers are looking to Marvel's latest adventure to give ticket sales a boost with a $65 to $70 million debut.
A 5, 6, 7, 8.
For the younger set, there's Trolls. Yes, an animated movie about those little dolls with the big hair. Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake lead the voice cast of the Technicolor tune, which analysts predict will open around $35 to $40 million.
You don't kill. No, sir. You know, quite a bit of killing does occur in war.
On a much more serious note, Andrew Garfield stars in Hacksaw Ridge, based on the true story of a conscientious objector who saved lives and won medals in World War II. It's the first film Mel Gibson has directed in a decade. And like Doctor Strange and Trolls, it's getting good reviews, though it's opening in fewer theaters than those two. It's looking at a $12 to $15 million debut. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Fourth movie opening this weekend is supposed to be very popular. The story of Richard and Mildred Loving, a married interracial couple during the 1950s, comes to movie screens. In the movie, it's called Loving.
Their marriage in 1958 eventually led to the Supreme Court decision of Loving versus Virginia that invalidated laws against interracial marriage. Interesting.
It's a problem we've all run into when it feels like your brain is just stuck on repeat mode in the chorus of a song. You were singing one a couple of minutes ago.
I can't help it. It just happens to the best of us, you know. Research shows that songs that get stuck tend to be faster.
Oh, now I'm gonna have this one in my head.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Well, there's a cure for that.
Okay.
They normally have a fairly generic melody and a unique repetition, kind of like that. But the way to get it out of your head, just indulge. Enjoy the song, listen to the whole thing, and then researchers say it'll all be out of your system.
I listened to it in the backseat of your Rover. No, okay. Here's a song, or here's not a song for you. Here's a treat for you. Neiman Marcus is famous for its extravagant gifts and sky-high prices. We know that, right? After all, it is often called needless markup. But
yeah, I don't know if this is so much of a treat, but the retail chain is going viral.